What if I told you that there are places on this earth, right now, as you sit here watching this, where humans have built temples on sheer vertical cliffs, where canyons swallow entire mountain ranges whole, and where forests are made not of trees, but of solid red rock? Not CGI, not a movie set, real, actual, Earth. Every year, millions of people scroll through Instagram thinking they've seen the world. They've visited Paris, maybe Bali, maybe they've done the whole mountain trek thing, and they think, okay, I get it. Nature is beautiful. But friends, you haven't seen anything yet. Today, we are going to 10 places so extreme, so impossibly real, that geologists, monks, climbers, and ordinary travelers have all stood at the edge of these locations and asked the same question. How does this even exist? Some of these places will fill you with pure, childlike awe. Some will genuinely make your palms sweat. And one, I promise you, will make you laugh out loud at how absurdly dramatic planet Earth can be. Buckle up, let's go. Zizhu Monastery. Imagine waking up every morning and your commute to work is a sheer cliff face. That is the daily reality for the monks of Zizhu Monastery in China. Perched on the side of a near vertical rock wall, this ancient monastery doesn't sit near a mountain. It literally clings to one, like a barnacle on a ship. Except the ship is a 1,000-meter cliff, and the barnacle is an entire spiritual complex built over centuries. The question that hits you immediately is, why? Why here? Why would you build anything here, let alone a monastery? The answer, fascinatingly, is intentional isolation. Buddhist and Taoist monks believed that the more inaccessible the location, the closer you were to divine truth. The physical danger of the place was seen not as a deterrent, but as a test. If you made it up, you deserved to be there. Today, visiting Zizhu feels less like tourism and more like trespassing on the edge of the sky. The pathways are narrow, the drops are merciless, and yet every stone, every painted beam, every flickering butter lamp tells you someone was absolutely sure this was worth it. It makes you wonder, what are you too afraid to build in your own life? But hey, before we get too philosophical, we're just getting started. Because the next place? It makes this one look like a gentle Sunday stroll. Bamian Mountain. Bamian, just the name carries weight. Nestled in the high-altitude valley of central Afghanistan, Bamian Mountain is one of those places where you feel history pressing against your chest. The cliffs here were once home to the Buddhas of Bamian, two colossal 6th-century statues carved directly into the rock face, standing over 50 meters tall, visible from kilometers away. They were destroyed in 2001, gone in seconds. But the mountain remains, and it refuses to be erased. The sheer Bamian Valley, surrounded by the Hindu Kush on all sides, is dramatic beyond description. Layers of brown and copper rock rise like cathedral walls. Ancient cave dwellings, carved by monks and Silk Road travelers over 1,500 years ago, still dot the cliffside like dark, hollow eyes watching you arrive. This is a place where civilization once flourished at 2,500 meters above sea level. Trade routes, art, scholarship, all happening here, in this seemingly impossible geography. What Bamian teaches you is this: extreme places don't stop humanity. They inspire it. People didn't flee these harsh mountains. They carved gods into them. The wounds in the rock where the Buddhas once stood, still there, empty, and somehow more powerful because of it. From a mountain that holds grief, we move now to one that holds fire. Tiantai Mountain Waterfall. There are waterfalls. And then there is Tiantai Mountain Waterfall. Most waterfalls are polite. They fall in one place. They make a pleasant sound. You take a photo. You leave. Tiantai's waterfall laughs at this idea. Cascading down sheer mountain walls in multiple tiers, this waterfall doesn't fall so much as it detonates. The mist reaches you before you can see the source. The sound arrives before the mist. By the time you're standing in front of it, you are already soaked, partially deafened, and grinning like an idiot. The surrounding mountain is lush, thick subtropical forest clinging to near-vertical slopes, and the combination of green and white, of stillness and fury, creates one of the most visually overwhelming natural spectacles in all of China. Local legends claim the waterfall has healing properties. Whether or not that's true, I can tell you this: standing in its presence has a way of making your problems feel very, very small. There's something primal about raw, uncontrollable water. It reminds you that for all our cities and satellites and screens, nature is still operating on an entirely different scale of power. Speaking of things operating on a different scale, what if I told you that just a few hundred kilometers away, an entire forest has forgotten how to make trees? Redstone Forest. Somebody needs to have a serious conversation with the Redstone Forest about what a forest is supposed to be. Because Redstone Forest, located in Yunnan Province, China, has completely abandoned the concept of trees and replaced them with giant red limestone pillars, thousands of them, shooting straight out of the ground, packed together like a crowd at a concert. Except the concert is 270 million years old and nobody leaves. This is the Shilin Stone Forest. Shilin literally meaning stone forest. And it is one of the most surreal landscapes on Earth. The stones range from a meter tall to over 30 meters, some razor thin, some broad as tables, all stained in shades of deep crimson and rust from mineral deposits and millennia of weathering. Walking through it feels like being inside a maze designed by a civilization that didn't believe in right angles. You turn a corner expecting to see more stone, and instead, a tiny stone pavilion appears. Another corner, a waterfall between two columns. Another corner, a local Yi villager going about their morning completely unbothered by the fact that they live inside a geological miracle. It's one of those places where your camera simply gives up. No photo does it justice. You just have to be there. Now, if a stone forest sounds dramatic, the next place is an entire mountain of drama, named after a deity. Mount Sappu. Mount Sappu, also known as Sappu Mountain in parts of Gansu Province, China, is the kind of place that feels less like geography and more like attitude. Rising from the arid northwest Chinese landscape with stark, almost aggressive verticality, Mount Sappu has a presence that is difficult to articulate. Its slopes are dry and jagged, its ridgeline sharp enough to cut cloud. Ancient temples perch on its ledges, not because the terrain permitted it, but because the monks forced it. The mountain has been a pilgrimage site for centuries. Devotees climb it not for the view, though the view is extraordinary, but for the effort itself. The climb is meant to cost you something. Sore legs, scraped knees, wind-burnt skin. That's the point. There's a cultural philosophy embedded in places like Sappu that the modern world has almost entirely lost. The idea that the difficulty of reaching a sacred place is part of its sanctity. You don't arrive at meaning. You earn it. At the summit, when the wind hits you and you look out across the bare, bronze-colored landscape stretching to the horizon, you understand why people have been climbing here for 1,000 years. And if Mount Sappu is where you climb to find something, the next destination is where you descend into mystery. 99. Lie of Luoji Mountain. We end our journey in Sichuan Province, China. And we end it properly. Luoji Mountain, sometimes called Luoji Shan, is a place of almost cartoonish grandeur. The 99 li refers to the traditional Chinese unit of distance used to describe the mountain's sweeping scale. Ancient travelers, measuring their long, arduous journey across its ridges, coined the phrase, and it stuck. Because 99 li of this mountain feels like crossing a small country, Luoji is a mountain of seasons and moods. In spring, wildflowers carpet its meadows in colors that seem digitally enhanced but are entirely real. In summer, thick forest rolls across its slopes in unbroken green. In autumn, the deciduous trees ignite in red and gold. In winter, the whole thing becomes a white, silent world above the clouds. The mountain has deep roots in Yi culture and cosmology. For the Yi people of Sichuan, Luoji isn't just a mountain, it is an ancestor, a presence, a being worthy of respect and ritual, not just recreation. And standing at its peaks, looking out across a landscape so vast and layered and alive that your eyes don't know where to settle, you feel something every serious traveler eventually feels at a place like this: gratitude for being here, for being small enough to be amazed. So the next time someone tells you they've seen the world, ask them if they've been to Anjihai. Ask them if they've stood in the mist of Tiantai. Ask them if they've walked through a forest made of red rock and felt the ground refuse to be ordinary. The world is not finished surprising you. Not even close. If this video gave you that feeling, share it with someone who needs reminding that the Earth is still extraordinary. I'll see you in the next one.